Hello and welcome to KubeKanvas. My name is Shamaila and in this video I'm going to show you how to enable and use Helm in KubeKanvas. In the world of Kubernetes, Helm is the gold standard for managing complexity, but for many teams it quickly becomes a double-edged sword. While Helm helps us package applications, managing several values across different environments often leads to YAML blindness and configuration drift. I have seen how these day-to operational hurdles can stall even the best teams. You lose sight of what is actually running and security becomes an afterthought. That's why we built Helm support into KubeKanvas. Today, I'm going to show you how to enable and use Helm within KubeKanvas. Let's dive in. I am right now in the main editor area. And let's start with our deployment. I'll drag and drop our deployment in the main canvas area. And now let's configure port. So container port is 8080. I want to enable Helm and use a Helm variable for the port. So let's enable Helm, and now you can see a small Helm icon in front of all inputs. So I'll click on it and I want to create a variable called port. So let's create it, and now you can see this dark green color shows that container port is now bound to a variable called port. So usually with deployments, you expose it using services. Let's use Ingress, and I would like to access this deployment from outside the cluster, and this is why I'm creating Ingress. And let's connect Ingress to the deployment. Now here is the magic. We have deployment connected to Helm variable called port, service, target port, and port also got connected to the same variable, and this is why it is using the same value 8080. And similarly in the Ingress, the backend port is also bound to this variable port. Okay, I realized that it was not 8080, it was actually 8090, and I am changing this value in the variable value, and you can see that the change took effect everywhere. And this is a very shiny example in which you can see how easy it is to use Helm variable. Now let's take another example, a very typical example. So I have replica set to 1 for all environments, and I want to create two different environments, one staging, one production. In staging, the number of replica is 1 and production number of replica is 4. So let's connect it with another variable, and I'll call it replicas, and it is bound to Helm variable, right? So replicas, and now I can create new Helm files or new Helm environments. So basically, let's create two files. One is called staging, and I would like to overwrite replicas here, and one is fine. Now let us create another file which is called production, and I would overwrite replica here as well, and here I want to change it to 4. So now I have two different environments. This is the default one, and then we have two different environments, staging and production, and you can see the replicas, number of replicas is 1 for staging, and for production it is 4. So this is how easy to use Helm with KubeKanvas. While deploying to the cluster, I would be able to choose which values file I want to use on which cluster. So if we go to the create release menu and click on create release, I see this create Helm release dialog. And this is my cluster, which I configured my CLI to use this cluster. Next, release name and namespace, I'll leave it like this. And next, I have the option to either choose staging or production as the values file. Let's say I'm deploying to staging. I'll choose staging next. And on this summary page, you can see that I have the release name, target cluster, project version. I didn't create a project version for simplicity. And the custom file is staging where I am deploying. Clicking on create release will actually create a new release. My KubeKanvas CLI is running. So I can see that the process is started. And after a while, my release got deployed. And now you can see this small cluster icon and its status. So here I can make changes. I can keep releasing again and again. So thank you for watching and see you next time.